Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Paige and today we're going to be doing the Intimidating TBR Tag. Now, if you're here and you're wondering why this isn't a Reading Rush vlog part 2, it's because I'm filming this on the Thursday of the Reading Rush and it makes more sense to upload the next Reading Rush vlog on Wednesday so you get to see the weekend too, rather than just Thursday and Friday and then a third vlog for the weekend. If you haven't seen my first Reading Rush vlog, go check that out. It will be linked down in the description. I think it's a pretty good video, you know, I'm just saying. So yeah, stay tuned for part 2 of the Reading Rush vlog when the Reading Rush is all over. But today it's about intimidating TBRs, which is fitting for a Reading Rush week because I know my Reading Rush TBR is pretty intimidating. You could also check that out too. So I found this tag on the internet and the premise of this tag is to just answer questions about what's intimidating you about your TBR and what you have and haven't read yet. I thought it could be kind of fun because I've definitely made progress on my backlist this lockdown period, but I'm sure there's definitely still quite a few books hidden in here that I have not read and I'm too scared to pick up. So question 1 is, which book on my TBR pile have I not finished? And this, obviously, it has to be The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. I have started this twice now, and it is on my Reading Rush TBR. It is my selection for book beginning with the and book to be fully read outside. And the outside thing is really making this hard to read because I just never go out. Once I pick this book up and I'm reading it, I really enjoy it, but I just can't bring myself to pick it up. It's just not pulling me in. I just can't bring myself to read it. My bookmark's falling out. No. We can't have my dinosaur bookmark breaking. I won't have that. The second question is, what's a book that you haven't had the time to read? And this isn't applicable to 2020 because we've all had more time than usual to read. So I don't really have a book that I haven't had the time to read because I have had the time. Sorry to this tag, but that question is just not applicable this summer. Question 3 is, what book have I not read because it's a sequel? I've gotten pretty good about reading sequels lately. So the only book that I can think of that I haven't read purely because it's a sequel is Runelight. I believe the first book to this is RuneScape. I got this for Christmas one year because it is signed. So the premise of this series, it's centered around Norse mythology. It is about this girl and she discovers that she can still use rune magic, or that rune magic still exists in a world where it shouldn't and it's believed to be extinct. And of course this leads her on a whole bunch of journeys. And I keep meaning to pick up the first one, but it's been so long now that I just haven't. And it would be right up my alley. We all know how I feel about mythology. And I do want to get into Norse mythology at the minute, so I really should pick up the first one to this. I just keep putting it off. This is a book that is purely haven't read just because it's a sequel, because I definitely want to read it. The next question is, do I have a book that I haven't read because it's brand new? Now I don't know if this question means it's brand new as in it's just been released, or brand new to me. I'm going to answer brand new to me because I feel like that makes the most sense. My pick for this are Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I very recently got these bind-ups. They are absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to read them. I just haven't got around to it yet because I got them like the day before the Reading Rush and then I've been rushing, so yeah, I haven't had time to read these, which is very sad. I wish I'd had one of these as my Lee Bardugo picks rather than Ninth House, because disappointment. So the next question is, do I have a book on my TBR that is by an author that I've previously disliked? And yes, that would be The Song of Achilles. I've previously read Circe by Madeline Miller. This is essentially a character study of Circe throughout Greek mythology. Doesn't really have a plot, it just links all the stories together. It's probably good if you go into it knowing that. I thought it would have a storyline, thus hated it. The Song of Achilles, everyone tells me is better and I will like more. I'm gonna pick it up this month. Stay tuned for my wrap up to hear my thoughts on this. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself because I'm really on the fence about Madeline Miller's writing. The next question is there a book on my TBR pile that I am just not in the mood to read? This happens a lot. I'm a very mood reader, which is why I don't usually do TBRs. I just kind of pick up whatever I'm feeling. I'm definitely not in the mood to read Verona comics. And this is on my Reading Rush TBR, so I need to read it this week, but I started the month off desperate for something light and fluffy and something like this, so I ordered a whole heap of them, and then by the time they arrived, I was no longer in that mood and no longer wanted to read these types of books. Ugh, my brain is so irritating! This is a kind of Romeo and Juliet retelling about two rival comic book stores, and the kids kind of you know, fall in love. There's a very similar book about competitive grilled cheese shops called Tweet Cute, which is in my Reading Rush vlog. That has kind of put me off reading this. I think I should have read this one first, because now I'm just a bit worried because Tweet Cute was predictable and cheesy in a not good way. The next question is, what book have I put off reading because it is huge? The entire Sherlock Holmes collection. I've read the first book, but this book is huge and it's like paper thin and the writing is tiny, and I'm just really intimidated by this book. I've like even tried to just tackle it in sections, but I'm just kind of a bit confused. Like, the first book made perfect sense to me. It flowed, it was a story. But then the second one didn't really feel like a story. I don't know if this is just like a bind up of everything to do with Sherlock Holmes and maybe they're not all stories. I don't know. I'm confused. If anyone does know, please let me know, because I do want to tackle this. It's just intimidating as hell. I was actually thinking I might do a doing something stupid video where I try to read this entire book in 24 hours. I think that's going to be a definite fail, but could be fun to watch. Let me know down below if you want to see that, because I'm not going to kill myself for nothing. The next question is there a book on my TBR that I bought pretty much just for the cover? Wuthering Heights. This bind up is stunning, but I am scared to read it. I've tried and it just seems so confusing. There's so many names. If someone wants to draw me a family tree for Wuthering Heights, that would be really helpful. I just found it, yeah, confusing, but I do really want to read this. I know this is a lot of people's favourites, and of course this cover is just beautiful. So I've been trying so hard this year to read classics. So my Goodreads goal was 100 books for the year, but I said that at least like 10 or 11 of those had to be classics. That's not a lot for most people, but for me, that's a lot. So I do really want to read it. I just don't understand it. I just need some help with this one, okay? Some classics I'm okay with, but this one just really confuses me. And so the final question is, what book on my TBR do I find the most intimidating? Sherlock Holmes, complete collection, Wuthering Heights, and Anna Karenina. Basically, I'm trying to do the Rory Gilmore reading challenge. If you don't know what that is, basically Gilmore Girls mentions a lot of books. Every single book mentioned in the entirety of Gilmore Girls has been compiled into a list, and it's a challenge to try to read all of them. To put into context as to why this is not a video I could do on YouTube, the entirety of the rise and fall of the Roman Empire is on this list. Now, I will never be reading that, thus I will never complete this challenge. This is like a challenge that you work toward throughout your lifetime kind of thing. But anyway, Anna Karenina is on that list, and I bought it, and I just really want to be the type of person who's read a Tolstoy. But it's really intimidating, and I'm scared it's going to be hard to read and really boring, and it's quite a fat book, and the writing is small, and the pages are thin. It's just scary. Can anyone tell me how they found reading Anna Karenina? Was it an interesting read? Was it fun? Or was it just dragging? Or just any tips on how to read Tolstoy would be much appreciated, because I'm scared. There you have it. That is my intimidating TBR pile tag. This video is a short one for Friday, but obviously I'm also in the midst of vlogging for the Reading Rush, so again, do stay tuned for that video coming on Wednesday, and do check out my other Reading Rush videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more bookish content, and I will see you on Wednesday with a Reading Rush vlog. Bye!